Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 26th day of March 2013. We didn't have a ton of trades this morning. I think we only had 2 or 3 trades this morning. We ended the day plus 15 ticks on crude oil. Well here, I'll show you. Here's my crude DOM. Okay, you can see it says plus 21 ticks, but I took in the live trading room trades that everybody could take with me. I only took 15 ticks. I took another trade outside of the live trading room that you guys didn't get to see. But that's it. Now let's go over the actual results for the day, for the month, all that sort of business. Okay. Here's our spreadsheet. Okay, we were up today 15 ticks on crude oil. That puts us up to $4,897.50 before commissions on the month of March. That, by the way, is a banner month. If you include commissions and a round, and a round turn of $8, which is high, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Round turn of $8. That's what we're using here. You can see up here, $8 right there. Our total after commission would be $3,801.50. That's per contract in the live trading room. All right. This morning it took 33 minutes and 2 trades to get to our 2 points. It was $120. Actually, this should be a 3. Oops. That is weird. Every time I hit my number key, it sends it over to another monitor. Anyway. All right. So what I just said, I was off by 1 trade today. I know I took another trade in there because we ended up with plus 15. It took 2 trades this morning to get to 120, and then we took 3 more ticks profit on another trade on crude oil to get to plus 15 on crude. I'll show you those trades in a minute, but it puts us at $3,793.50 after commissions on 138 trades. All right, that's using $8 a turn, which is, as I say, which is very high. All right, that is for the month of March. Let's see. So let me start over here with crude oil. All right, since crude is the one that we made our money on. If you've not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. In the free trial, you get 5 days in our live trading room. You get 5 days with our indicator set. You get 5 days to use the whole demo platform and ask us any questions you want. You may or may not be able to put trades on with us after the 5 days. It depends what your experience is. The thing that I want everybody to take out of the live trading room is that we are doing one type of trade, or we're doing one thing, the same thing, over and over and over, using the same set of indicators, using the same trade setups, using the same time frame, using the same number of ticks of risk on every single trade. We try to make everything as generic as possible, regardless of the market we trade. A lot of times in the live trading room, because I do so many markets, I'll just be looking at, I'm looking at the bars on the markets, on the charts. I'm not so focused on what symbol it is as I am what's happening on the actual chart, because it doesn't really matter what symbol it is. It's the same exact thing. Every bar is the same height. Every single bar on every single chart is 4 ticks high. So, once you get your head around that, then it's just a matter of learning the setups and executing them. All right, so let's get started with crude oil. Crude oil actually has a trade setting up right here, right at the moment. This is the trend line right there. Okay, here's the bearish divergence. You see the green line's moving away from the red line. That is bearish divergence. I'll bring up the pictures and I'll show you the pictures. This is the one that applies to this particular setup because it has not hit the BBC yet. You see, I drew the trend line. If you get a down close below the trend line, you could go short on that down close as long as you have the bearish divergence down here. Okay. What you look for is for the MA1, the blue and red line, to cross down below the BBC, to pull away from the BBC, price to pull away from the BBC. And then for price to either pull back up, test the BBC, and give you a down close with the bearish divergence, or to not, and just close down below the trend line that you have to draw. All right. If you can't draw a trend line like that, then you shouldn't be trading in that direction. Okay. That's pretty much it. let's see, it may test the BBC here. If it does test the BBC, then I'll bring the other picture up and we'll be able to take a look at that. But while we're waiting, let's do this. And Doug, when I expand it like this, I hit the back arrow, like this is zoom out arrow. I mean the zoom out button up here to zoom it out so you can get a bigger picture. Okay, I was just responding to your email. All right, these were the trades that we took. Did we take? No, we took 4 trades. All right, so I need to adjust. I need to adjust my my thing. We took 4 trades on crude oil. All right, the first one right here we took for 2 ticks profit. This is setting up a lot like the one that's happening right now. You see this trade over here? We didn't close down below the trend line yet. We closed at the trend line. So we need a down close below the trend line. It would also be a down close below the black line and possibly a down close below the MA1, which would be a very high probability trade. Still got to wait for that to happen. It's not there. The first trade of the day was just like what's setting up right now, though. We closed below the trend line on this one. You see the difference? The red bar right here is down below that trend line. The red bar right here is not below the trend line. Okay, so we got short over here. I'm not there, sorry. Is that where we got short? No, we got short over here. We got short in here, and once we closed down below the MA1, we took profit on that trade. We only got a couple of ticks profit on it. We missed this first one, we took the second one, and then we were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and we missed this move right here on the way up. All right, there was actually one right here, and there was another one right here. Once we had a bearish cross again, it tested the BBC with a down close. We missed the first one again, right over here. Okay, I'll show you the picture for that one. Just give me a second. Here it is. This is the picture for that. Okay, the blue and red line, step 1, crosses under the BBC. Okay, that was back here. Step 2, price pulls away from the BBC. You see right in there, there's a pull away. Step 3, it comes back and tests the BBC. That means touches it. The BBC is the green line. That means touches it and gives a down close. See, step 3. And step 4, you check down here in the slingshot for bearish divergence. Right in here. All right. And this is the bearish divergence. So right there was a spot to enter on that first one. All right. It did it again right here. Same thing. Just pulled back up, tested it, gave a down close. Everything down here was still red, so we got short in there and we took 10 ticks profit on that. That gave us our 2 points. All right, the next trade was over here. This was just like that first picture. It had so much momentum that it didn't pull back and test the BBC. Instead, it just went down. All right, on this one we took 3 ticks profit. Okay, on this one, the BBC is this green line right here. Okay, it stands for bull bear cross. We got short right in there, took 3 ticks profit. We missed that trade. We missed this trade. We took this one over here. We got long over here. And when it closed up above the MA1, put stop at break even, and we got out at break even. All right, I believe that was our last trade. And now while I'm thinking of it, I just need to go in here and fix this because we had 4 trades today. 4 trades today. That's going to knock that number down to 3785.5 after commission. Okay, 3785.5. And 139 trades to get to 4,700 bucks. Okay. Did I cover that in the partners meeting? The explosive trades, meaning this one here, and this one here, and this one here. A little bit. I didn't get into it in detail. The question was, do you see the explosive trades? Did I cover that in the partners meeting? A little bit, Al, but not in great detail. There was something that I was looking at, but I didn't want to introduce it at that point. Okay. There is something worth looking at, though. All right. Anyway, that was it for crude oil. Okay. We stopped trading there, and we had 4 trades on the crude this morning. We ended plus 15 ticks on the crude in the live trading room. We're actually plus more than that right now. We're plus 21 ticks on the crude, but in the live trading room it was plus 15. All right. The Russell, we did not trade the Russell this morning, did we? Or did we? I guess we did. I got to fix that number again. We took a long trade on the Russell and we got out at break even. I didn't think we traded the Russell this morning. All right. Well, then hang on. I got to do that too. Sorry, it was a little There you go, 140 trades, and we're now down to 3,777.5 after commissions using an $8 rate. Right in here, we took a break even on this trade. We had the bullish cross, the test of the BBC with the up close with bullish divergence, and we got long right in there. Once it closed up above the MA1 on this bar right here, we moved our stop up to break even and we got out at break even. It did end up moving up, and I believe at the time I was saying it was going to go to 47.6. Where did it go? Hey, 47.6. You guys remember that from the morning? 47.6. All you guys that were in there this morning. I did say that. I'm sure I did. It's on the recording. Anyway, we had the bearish cross in here, and there was another opportunity to short right in here. I did not take that, but it did move down. We had some bottoming action right here, okay, when it didn't put in the lower swing. Got into a little bit of a box, and that was it. That was the last thing we did on the Russell. Okay, not a lot of movement there. Gold. I don't think I took any trades on gold, which is odd for me because I usually trade a lot on gold. But nope, nothing on gold. That's not to say that there were no trades there. It's just to say that I didn't take any. There was this one trade here that set up this morning. We needed a down close below this trend line. We didn't get it until over here. I think I had said that I didn't like this trade because the black line had gotten up above the green line. I did walk through the trade, and I said to watch it get down to this level right here as the green line got down into the cycle. Okay, when the green line gets down into the cycle, you anticipate it's going to pull back and give you more opportunity on, in that same direction. That's what you anticipate until the cycle changes directions, and then you go in the other way. There was an opportunity right here on the long side we missed. There was a short right over here we missed. There wasn't much divergence. It was just a high momentum trade, but we missed it. Missed another one right in here on the long side. All right. Actually, it was the up close right there. The Dragonfly Doji right there was the spot to enter that on the way up. And there was one more right here. That bar right there gave a long trade. All right. That was pretty much it on the long side, and then coming back down. That was before 10 o'clock. The high impact news event came out right in here. That's why we didn't have any trades in there. Then it started to come down. There was opportunity in here on the short side and opportunity over here on the short side, but we weren't trading gold that actively this morning. Let's see. There was right in here. I drew this trend line down, and you needed an up close above the trend line, which happened right there. Man, what was I doing this morning? I don't know why I didn't get that. And this one over here, bottoming formation right here. I was calling for a close down below here. If we got a close down below there, we should have continued down, but we didn't get the close down below, so it moved up. Now, before I go any further, I want to go back to what we did yesterday. All right, yesterday when we were in the live trading room. I'm not in the live trading room, but when we were in here yesterday. My computer shut off on me last night, so all the things that I had drawn on there, they're gone now. But this is the trade that we went over in here while it was actually executing yesterday. We went over this trade right here. I had drawn that trend line down, and I said we're looking for an up close above that trend line. The up close happened right in here at 1604.2, and I said look for it to get up here, okay, to 1605.6. I said if you're going to put a target in, look for 1605.6. The green line should get up into the cycle, after which time you should trail your stop behind the black line and take what you can out of the trade. It did move all the way up to here, and then I said look for a pullback because we reached the green line, reached the cycle down here on the slingshot. I said look for a pullback. The pullback came, and there was no opportunity to get long in here. All right, there was no reason to get long, no opportunity to get long, and then there was opportunity to get short. I had said when it was up here, when this was actually executing and it was up here, I had said this looks like a shoulder and this looks like a head, and it looks like it's building a head and shoulder pattern. It did end up building the other shoulder, and then I said if it gets down below this level, this blue line that I have drawn in here, if it gets down below that level, then look for it to drop significantly. It did get down below that level, and I believe right over here is where Dwayne put a short on yesterday afternoon. In here, in the actual in the afternoon session, he put a short on in here and took 9 ticks profit, I believe, right? And that continued to move down. Now, that pattern happens a lot, guys. It happens a lot. And with what we do in the live trading room, you can see it coming pretty easily. You know, when you're in a trade, like it builds a shoulder right here, okay, then it builds a head. The green line gets up into the cycle, it builds a head. You anticipate a pullback. at which time you're going to build another shoulder right in here. Everything turns around to give you an opportunity to short that shoulder, okay, right in here. So you can short, actually in this case you would have been shorting right there at the BBC. That was right there, okay, shorting the shoulder right at the BBC. And you can see if you had an 8-tick stop on this and you just let it run, from here it was 1597.7. Your worst drawdown right here was 1598.2, a 5-tick drawdown. I put an 8-tick stop on every trade that I take, but that dropped from 97.7, is that what I said? 97.7 down to 93.4 for a $430 move. Okay, $430 per contract in an hour or so. This is when the market opened up and it changed directions, and we started going over all this already, but that was gold. All right, I know I go over this stuff really quickly. The idea for everyone is to see it, to determine if it's something you think you can do. I mean, we're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. But if you think you can do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, then take the free trial with us and see if you can actually apply the rules. Okay. The NQ had some trades this morning. I had drawn in these trend lines because I thought the NQ was getting really choppy, and it did right in here. After this move down right here, it got really choppy. I had circled a couple of areas in here that were trading opportunities as the morning was going. I skipped a bunch more, but when it got really super choppy in here, I was just staying away from it. The ES had one opportunity this morning that was worthy right here. And then this was right on a news event right here at the top. It was right on a news event, so I was saying probably don't want to do anything right in there. And then there was another one over here a little while later. This was, what time was this? 11:03. It gave about a point before it drew down. Might have stopped you out, but, well, it certainly would have stopped you out by now. Okay. It's starting to put together a shorting opportunity right here, though. Okay. Soybeans had nothing for us today in the live trading room. It was nothing, not a thing, which is a shame because I really like to trade the soybeans when they start moving. The euro, we didn't do anything with the euro today either. There were a couple of opportunities, but we didn't take a single one. That's pretty much it. A couple of opportunities that didn't work out too. I was just looking. This one right here, if you'd gotten wrong on that, it would have stopped you right out. And if you'd gotten short over here, it would have stopped you right out. I do remember saying when this was happening, though, I said it looks like it's going to pull back up to test the BBC and test the weekly trading zone. And I think I said something like important areas are always tested. And this one certainly did get tested. So the euro tanked, and then it made it back. All right, on the way back up, there was an opportunity right in here, right there. Would have been the long opportunity, the up close of this bar. I don't know if you guys can do this, but I was just eyeballing the trend line. I did actually draw trend lines in here, the up close there, the up close over here, or opportunities to get long, another one over here to get short. And that was the end of the euro this morning. The natural gas, guys, we switched to the K natural gas this morning in the live trading room. We switched to the K natural gas. I would suggest that if you're trading it, switch to the K. There's a lot more volume on the K than there is on the J. All right, we didn't take a single trade in here, but that's not to say that there was not a single trade to be taken. Okay, we didn't really look at it that much because we switched contracts halfway through the morning session. All right, so to to recap our recap, I actually had 5 trades in the live trading room this morning. I thought I only had 3, but I had 5. They were all on crude oil, and 3 of them were winning trades, 2 of them were break-even trades. Okay. Now the break-even trades, almost always the break-even trades are a 4-tick winner at some point. So, if I'd have taken 4 ticks on every single trade, we'd have been up 20 instead of 15. But then if I'd have taken 4 ticks instead of 10 ticks on the second trade, that would have taken 6 ticks away. But either way, it worked out. We got our 2 points. We got our 2 points pretty early on, and it was, it was an okay day. It wasn't a great day. It was just an okay day. All right. If anybody has any questions about anything, you can email us at support@cfrn.net. That's support@cfrn.net. If you haven't taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply, sign up for the free trial. If you are on the free trial, you will have something in your inbox tonight. Look for it, and if it's not in your inbox by like midnight tonight, look in your spam folder if you want, or just send us an email at support@cfrn.net. But what it'll be is all the information required to become a partner with us, okay? It should be in your inbox by midnight tonight, or just send us an email. Send us a quick email at support@cfrn.net, and we'll reply to your email. That way it should not end up in your spam box. Okay? All right, with that, I am going to wrap up the recording, and we can move out to Vegas and see how David's feeling today.